based on the information, the police gave me and other things. And in fact, Sankareh denied when Lamin J. Dabo asked him, some of the things he said. Sankareh denied some versions of this thing. Guess what? The defense put in an application to this request for that audio from West Coast Radio. So what happened is, the High Court subpoenaed West Coast Radio for those records. So today, Peter Gomez's daughter. Peter Gomez did not. He could not make it, but his daughter came to the courtroom with this flash drive, containing the records of that interview, and the judge asked her. Mr. Jada said, are you here to answer to the subpoena? She said yes. She said, do you have the records that we requested? And then she said yes. So now, she was instructed, to play that interview between Peter Gomez and this thing, Sankareh. It was like, the courtroom was like, it was like, it was so, the courtroom was so, it was like a graveyard, even this thing, if a needle drops, you can hear. The courtroom was packed, you can hear everything that, Sankareh said, Sankareh was sitting there. Everybody was listening to, that interview unedited. And now, the question is here, Sankareh, two things, Sankareh said that, this guy, in fact, number one, he said that, the guy, some funds, he was well funded.
The guy you were talking about, Ousainou, right?
Yes, Ousainou. Okay. Sankareh said, in that interview, Sankareh said he was well funded. He said that. Number two, he said that, in fact, they even recovered some funds. Number two. Number three, he said in that interview also, Ousainou had an accomplice. So now the question is under cross-examination. Now, the defense, it was a classic textbook defense cross-examination. Now, you cannot deny. From the horse's mouth, everybody in the courtroom listened to the interview. Now, the question is, where are the funds recovered?
Okay, and what was the answer?
What? Sankareh was there. Yes, Sankareh was sitting there, opening his mouth, could not say anything. Now they said, you said in the interview, the courtroom just listened to that interview. They said, okay, now you said funds were recovered. Now, where are the funds that were recovered? Number one. Number two, you said, he had an accomplice. Now, who is the accomplice? Where is the accomplice? And now you said, he works for the Brikama Area Council. Where is the proof that, is he on their payroll? Do you have his appointment letter or anything that he works for the Brikama Area Council? No, Sankareh could not say anything. You said, this is a bodyguard of Brikama Area Council Chairman Yankuba Dabo. Where is the evidence? Evidence. Sankareh could not say anything.
If I may say this,
so he did not respond. He did not respond to the questions.
But the issue is
he was creating from everything.
No, that was yesterday. But today, when they played the recording, Peter Gomez's daughter came with a flash drive. They played it in the courtroom. What are you going to say? And now everything that you said, now under cross-examination, the defense attorney asked him, now you said in the interview that, this was well-funded, and in fact, some funds were recovered. Now, we want you to, this thing, provide evidence of where are those funds, that were recovered.
And what did he say?
5 months.
Where? He said what his answer was that no, it was based on the information that was given to me by the police. Okay, now if they said if the police give you that information, why didn't the police give you those funds? Because if funds were recovered, those funds should be marked as evidence exhibit. So now where are they?
Let me say this before I continue, Sir Libby. Information being on your share, we appreciate it. We talked about this after. Time of politics being you sit down with Barrywood, activism being you see a fairy Gambia Barrywood. And when it first happened, guy then we're gonna frame UDP. And mooy comme Macky Sall nim def Ousmane Sonko. And we believe ne loolu la gars yi bëggoon a def UDP because they wanted to wipe out UDP completely. wax bi mu commencé wax bi bari woon na on Facebook ñun waa Barrow Must Go ñu taxaw ñu def noise ñu wax ñu jënd kaa bi si UDP dañ ko jël si gars yi slowly then after gars yi ñu commencé di back down waxuñ ne suñ wax bi moo tax waaye xam naa ne su fekkoon ne social media bi ñëpp dañ noppi taras ñu setaan ñii rek ndi kon saxal nañ pexe UDP si jamono boobu lu leer laa leen wax ndi kon saxal nañ pexe UDP.
I said the same thing yesterday.
There will be no more. Okay, very good. There will be no more UDP. Period. Because guys, seen agenda loolu la woon jamono boobu. Game bu salte bu tilim la gars yi doon play. And the sad thing is mooy doomi jàmbur bi wala doomi jàmbur yi laa war a wax ñañ rey ak boy bi te tapate leen ngeen Sony Hearts dafa mel ni Ousainou imaginal Ousainou ak sista sam yooyu mbookaam yi mu àndal ñooñu amuñ that much ñu jël xale bu góor bi drak ko si lii jël fekkee mental illness la amoon ñu jël ko use ko as a weakness which is really really pathetic nga def ko victime ñaari yoon Gambia fail na ko because munta am fu mu fajoo sax pour boppam bi mu mun a ok su fekkee daf doon am dem through psychosis or a breakdown pare nga jëlati si kaw loolu nga use ko pour yow nga ne moom moo rey ñii police yi léegi ñu rey police yi kenn gisul leen dem nañ ba pare police yi dee nañ seen bakken des na si te man I believe ne police yi waruñu woon a dee gars yi li ñu doon def man li ma foog mooy am na lu gars yi doon tooga waaye dee waru si woon a am waaye affaire bi mu ëppaleen loxo léegi ñu jël kii ñu ne dañ koo sacrifice waaye man li ma wax mooy su code bi jeexee Ousainou Bojang mii gars yi dañ ko war a fay alal gu bari and I hope ne Lamin justice kii nii naka la tuddaati lawyer bii nii naka la tuddaati sax
Lamin J.
Wow, he is really smart, very competent. I hope ne su lii passé dina ko taxawal mu suu state bi pour gars yi ñu compensate ko time am ak life am biñ jël wees ko nii yëpp ak turam biñ yaaxa defamation biñ ko def ak yëpp mu suu state bi te bu suyoo state bi mu win joxoñ ko xaalis na lañ yóbbu ECOWAS bu mu ko bàyyi noonu because dafa yomba torop because ñii dati game lañ naroon a play Sankareh maa ngi fàttaliku jamono bu Sankareh fu nekk mu dugg fa ubbi gémmiñam bi salaamaaleykum ak biiram bi mu mel ni lekketi dumba fu nekk Sankareh dafa dee dem mu taxaw wax moo tax yàlla waxut kenn dara xoolal tey jooj bi nii lokki li jooj bi jooj justice jayte la te moo nekk si case bi kooku am foyatu man loolu moo tax ma foog ne even assist sax dañ ko naxoon man góob ma ne he was in it moo tax gis loo naka la meree woon te ba léegi mu ngi meree gars yi
dañ ko naxoon kay
mu ngi jéppi gars yi
he's a no nonsense person moom du dem against the law dañ ko naxoon
génn na ba am si asset bi sax
and then Juka, you see Ousainou's sister's lawyer is a female lawyer by the name, I think, Amisilla, also very brilliant woman, very brilliant. No, the way this case is going, as you watch this thing, it's like, I am watching an American courtroom here. These defense attorneys are just classic textbook defending. That's what they are doing. Because Lamin J. is one of the most brilliant lawyers in this. And I'm telling you, the strategy he used, it's kind of like caught the state. I don't know whether they were fully prepared for it, but completely off guard. And then guess what? In that interview also, Sankareh said, this guy is a hired ASS. I don't want to say the name in the, you know what I mean by that. He said, he was hired, yes, to do this. And now the question also is now,
And he even mentioned that he is part of the people in Casamas.
Yes,
He was
yes,
trained in Casamas and all this nonsense.
yes. He said that, and now under cross-examination, now the question is, who hired him? Sankareh could not answer that. Everything is now back to refer to the police. Who hired him? You cannot you cannot say who hired him. And also in that interview, also he also said a lot of things were recovered. And the question also is, where are those things? Because they should be marked as an exhibit. Because in a crime, in a serial trial, everything should be marked exhibit 1, exhibit 2, exhibit 3, exhibit 4. Now, where are all those things? He could not answer anything. All we have to the police. And now what's going to happen is the most interesting part of this case is going to be, the Deputy Inspector General of Police, so he's going to testify. And now under cross-examination, I don't know what the defense attorney is going to say, but I have this belief that because Sankareh, everything he's referring to the police. Now he will be there, to kind of say either yes or no whether they were the people who gave that information to Sankareh or not. And the third part of this, the National Security Advisor to Adama Barrow is also going to testify. He is the guy who said that Ousainou Bojang is a member of the MFDC rebels.
Tablen because of keywords in your
Yes.
keywords in your
the National Security Advisor also is going to testify. He is the one in that press conference who said that Ousainou Bojang is part of MFDC. Now the key question is where is the proof? You have to provide evidence. Yes.
Imagine these people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is why Juka. Lamin Jeda, it's not even he's the lead defense attorney. Even though he's the lead defense attorney, but also Ousainu's sister's lawyer, because two defense attorneys. Ousainu's sister's lawyer is Amisilla, but Lamin Jeda is the lead because that's how they work. The lead defense attorney, and then you have Amisilla, and also Amisilla also very brilliant. That is why these people, this is why they filed a petition with the High Court to subpoena these three key people. That is Sankareh, National Security Advisor, and the police. And now the Deputy IG would have to answer all these questions that Sankareh said, I was told by the police. And now the Deputy IG is going to go there. Now you have to answer that. And either he has
So wait, slow down. So did they subpoena the IG as well?
Yes, the Deputy Inspector General of Police. He's the one.
Alpha Delta,
Right. They have to come and also testify?
Yes. He will testify. Sankareh would finish testimony. The National Security Advisor would come. He will also testify. And now the Deputy IGP will testify. Yes, we will testify. And now he is the one. He's the one who is going to ascertain all the allegations that Sankareh made, because Sankareh said everything was given to him by the police. Yes, so now he would either say, yes, we told him that information, and guess what, Juka? If he said that, now the next question is, where is the evidence?
And also they can be held liable.
For this false information that is in the public.
And they can also be sued by Bojang and all UDP.
Absolutely.
So don't mind UDP, they might file a lawsuit against these people.
So that is why the way the defense is going, they did a very brilliant move in this thing, subpoenaing these people. And guess what? The state filed this thing. They even wanted to go to the appeals court. The state did everything possible, for these people not to testify. Justice Jeta said no. Justice Jeta said no. According to the laws of the Gambia, you prosecutors, the way you have the right to call witnesses to testify, the defense also, they have the same right. Justice Jeda said no, nobody's above the law. They must come and testify.
King Baba.
So now you see, Juka, I am telling you, I cannot predict the outcome of this, but I can tell you, I'm following this case very. I can tell you, the government, unless something miraculous, so a miracle happens, the government is on their way. The government is on the verge of losing this case, unless a miracle
No, for sure.
comes
Like
from the
that,
sky.
L for sure. This was
a given from the beginning.
From the
we
beginning
all
when
knew they
Straight
were
came
gonna
out. From the beginning when Straight came
but
out.
yi nekk di xew si seen biir loolu moo nekk li nga xam ne comme yow yi nga wax ni that is shameful. What a shame. What a disgrace. And this comes back to mu substantiate suñ théorie bi nga xam ne moom lañ amoon initially yi ñu doon wax ne these people were trying to frame UDP pour ñu get rid of UDP just like Sonko was
Macky Sall.
Macky Sall did to Sonko. That was their plan.